Hey guys, it's Mare. Today we're talking about warm-ups in the gym. Why is it important to warm up before our workout? And we're gonna be using resistance bands today, specifically for our warm-ups. Let's get to it. So why is it important to do a warm-up before we lift and we do any exercises? Well, when we are stretching and we are moving just those little tiny movements, it helps increase the blood flow to our muscles that we're going to be working, less risk of any injury. And so it's really important that we kind of get that mobility, get some movement, get some stretching in so we can help prevent any injury from happening to our bodies. And if we're using our resistance bands, which we will do for our workout, our warm-up today, it just kind of helps, again, give a little bit more flow, kind of a little bit different than just our regular normal stretches or warm-ups that we would do. So some really good starts to our warm-ups would be literally going on a treadmill and walking for just a couple of minutes. That gets our body temperature up just a little bit, and that's probably gonna be one of our best warm-ups, is if we're just kind of moving around. If we're going for a walk outside, we're walking around the gym, kind of getting our heart rate up and increasing our blood flow and everything. So now we're gonna talk about our warm-ups and how we're going to pick out which resistance band would be best for us. So depending on what we're warming up, we're going to go from a medium band, lighter band. It just kind of depends on which exercise we're going to be doing. You want to make sure that you are finding something that you are able to move that isn't too tight of tension, that is going to give you the ideal warm-up without giving you too much intensity. We just need to get some movement in, some light movement to get our muscles and our joints and everything moving so we can have an effective workout. So whether you are doing just a cardio workout, whether you're doing a lifting workout, Pilates, whatever you're into, it's always ideal to warm up and get your body moving. So no matter what, you always need to be warming up. We don't need to go into it nice and cold, do a little, let's go, that's not enough. So we're gonna start with some band pull-aparts. This is gonna really work in our shoulders and our chest and just kind of get our blood flowing right into our upper body. Now, to perform this is exactly what it sounds like. You're gonna take a band, and my heavier one is not quite where it's at. I just want something light enough where I'm able to literally pull that band apart, and just really nice slow movements. We do not need to do these any faster or try and fatigue us out. We're just trying to warm up and get our body moving. So pretty easy. Again, we're just holding on to the band. You can kind of loop it around. If you only have any shorter bands or anything like that, any of these smaller ones, you can kind of do that same movement. This one's a little too tight for me, but just kind of figure out how to find that movement to really open up. This is such a great exercise to kind of warm up our upper body. So in order to really warm up our lower body, we're gonna take a hip circle. Now you'll find these all over. They come ranging in sizes of tensions. And just kind of find one that isn't too much tension for you to do. And we're just gonna put it right around our knees like this. And we're just going to bend our knees just slightly, and we're gonna walk like a crab. We're gonna kind of look funny while we're doing it, but we're gonna just take a step as wide as we can to really put some tension on that band and into our hips and into our glutes, and just step sideways. And we're just gonna go each direction. And this is really just gonna warm up our hips and into our glutes. Whew. This is a really good one to help warm up our hips as we're doing any movement and motion. It's a really good one. So now we're going to do a full body kind of warm up. I like to use this to literally wake up kind of everything. We can kind of isolate a little bit and do some upper and lower, but this kind of gets our heart rate up so we can use our whole body for this warm up. All we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of stand shoulder width apart. We're gonna do a squat. We're gonna hold up our resistance band up here. We're gonna squat down, and then we're gonna press up. It's literally just gonna get some blood flow through all of our joints. So you can do this next one with or without a resistance band. I kind of add a little bit of tension, just kind of get a little bit more movement, a little more tension. It helps me kind of feel like I'm getting a better warm up. But this one's gonna help wake up our hamstrings and our lower back. And this one is what we call a good morning. I'm sure you've heard good mornings with a barbell. We're just using a resistance band, again, just to warm up, just kind of wake up all of our joints and our muscles before we exercise. So we're gonna stand kind of shoulder width apart. We're gonna have a slight bend in our knees. We're gonna take the band, we're gonna bring it over our shoulders. And I kind of keep it just right here in the middle of my shoulders. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to do, just like we're doing an RDL, we're going to push our hips back as we lean forward and back up. And that's gonna really wake up our hamstrings, glutes, lower back. So there's lots of different benefits that you can get from using your resistance bands as you are doing your warm-ups. Again, you don't necessarily have to use them, but these just add a little bit of tension to be able to get that blood flow just a little bit better. And when do you use them? In your warm-ups. You can use them for your cool downs as well, but the best ideal is to use them right before or right after you come in from the gym, right after maybe you kind of walk around and get kind of your blood moving, kind of get your internal temperature warmer before you do your workouts. Pretty easy peasy. And that's it. So when you come into the gym, make sure you are warming up. We do not need any injuries in the gym. If you want to add in resistance bands, this is a great way to add those in, to add a little bit of tension. It gets you a little bit more movement, a little bit more mobility. It's gonna be great. Thanks to Fit Cup for letting me come in today to do my workout. Get out there, get lifting.